Today we're going over the Askr's Kin, Part 2 Tempest Trials. We've got a new character in the story, though no artwork just yet. For scoring the maximum 50,000 points, you can earn up to 42 orbs, 11,000 feathers, and 80 sacred coins. This month, you can get Ephemera 8 divine codes with 1 dark and 1 animal blessing for Balder and Holder. These sacred seals are going to be Speed and Defense Prime and Wrath. The reward unit is Teatime Finn, and you can get 1 4-star and 1 5-star copy. We'll talk about Finn more later on. For Speed and Defense Prime 3, this skill requires an active positive status. If you have 2 active statuses, you can get a max plus 7 speed and defense in combat. Speed and Defense Prime is pretty rare. It only ever came with last year's Hoshidan Festival Mia as an A skill. If you can get consistent stat buffs, then Prime 3 is a fine stat booster for either phase with no positioning conditions. Prime only works for physical damage units though. Next, we got a real oldie with Wrath 3. At start of turn, if units' HP is under 75% and they use an offensive special, then you get -1 cooldown. Special activations will also gain 10 true damage. Wrath is a melee infantry and armor skill. It's kinda crazy to me that they never really brought it forward as an updated skill. Now, Wrath has a very rare quirk where the less than 75% HP check actually occurs throughout the entire battle. This means you can start the fight at full HP, take a hit to go under 75% HP, and if you trigger a special, you're going to get the 10 true damage. For the cooldown part of Wrath, it triggers the same time as Time's Pulse type skills, so you can stack them. If a special were to have 2 cooldown, and you have Time's Pulse with Wrath, then every turn you would charge the special, because either you get -2 cooldown from both skills, or you just get -1 cooldown from Wrath. In general, you can also use Wrath to charge skills passively, but you must stay under 75% HP each turn. It's not as easy to do as with, say, Pulse Up C skills. I don't know if Wrath as a secret seal in 2025 is going to be super impactful. Not only do we already have Time's Pulse as a seal, but finished skills bring true damage for special focus builds, and it grants extra stats. Neither of these require being under 75% HP either. Now Wrath is sort of a revenge killer skill. Tank a hit, hit back with a special, and then next turn you can get -1 cooldown. For some ideas, you could run Wrath plus Vantage, maybe something like Wrath plus Special Spiral or Time's Pulse. Panette is one of the more modern units I could see as a use case for this skill. She wants to lose HP since she turns it into true damage. Panette has Slang plus Time's Pulse, so Wrath would allow her to recharge a 3 cooldown special each new turn. For the last new Sacred Seal in this update, it comes with the 97 Squad Assault. Squad Ace CS grants +3 flat attack, speed, and defense. We've now looped back to the triple stat boosters. This seal is the same as Squad Ace, BY, and CI if you want a third version.
I am uncertain if I am suited to be a server, but I will put forth my best effort.
Teatime Finn joins the party alongside Nana and follows Lee's new hero's banner. Finn will be our last heroic rail unit before we most likely step into Gen 10 base stat totals. He will make a solid impression for his first ult though. Finn is a sword cavalier with 40 HP, 48 attack, 46 speed, 37 defense, and 19 res. Extremely good base attack and speed, and sacrifices res like most calves. Finn will have a defense super boom to try and weather incoming attacks. If you just want high attack and speed, Finn is going to be the best free to play option for the class. Finn not only has nice base stats, but his inheritable Serving Knife Plus may just be the best non-arcane inheritable sword around. This weapon has the same effect as Teatime Salient's red tone from the banner. I'll go through it once again though. For this 14 might sword, if a rally or movement assist is used by unit or target's unit, grants Incited and bread type cooldown to allies within 2 spaces of both the unit and target ally after movement. After you assist, the user will get an extra action. If initiating or near an ally, you get +5 total stats in combat, and deal true damage equal to 5 times the number of positive stats effects active on the user, plus the number of negative stats effects active on the foe. If you have 5 advantageous statuses, then Serving Knife will serve up a nice 25 true damage. This inheritable sword is a very nice consolation prize if you can't get Arcane Renegade. It probably will deal more true damage, but it's going to require 5 statuses to do so. Luckily, Serving Knife can give 2 statuses, Incited for more stats when moving, and bread type cooldown on every action. To get these, you're going to need to assist an ally or be part of an assist. If the user is the one doing the assisting, then you get an extra action. Being able to move again is super strong. It can extend your attack range, especially when you have 3 movement like Finn. It also can cleanse penalties before you make an attack. Serving Knife is probably going to be the top non-arcane heritable moving forward. The rest of Finn's base kit is quite decent. Finn has Shove to activate Serving Knife. You can swap this out to any other assist, including a Rally. Now if you stick with a movement assist, then Finn will activate Speed and Defense Snag 3. After movement, inflict -6 speed and defense on closest foes within 4 spaces. You're going to need to be aggressive with this, but thanks to the extra action, Finn can debuff and attack in the same turn. The last skill he comes with is Speed and Defense Clash 3. This Clash variant was only ever on young Eliwood, so Finn will bring it into the free-to-play pool. If you got enough damage, like from a weapon that can give 25 true damage, then Speed and Defense can be an okay stat combo to focus on next. This will make a solid setup with Speed and Defense Snags debuffs. If you plan to merge up Finn, the Neutral Nature is going to give +1 HP, attack, and speed. That's pretty much fine to keep, though Finn will get +4 defense with that super boon. As an offensive unit, regular attack or speed boons won't hurt either. For free-to-play comparisons, we don't have that many non-5-star Sword Cavaliers. Young Xander was released this year, but he's way slower in exchange for superior defense. The only unit that can keep up with Finn's attack and speed is Halloween Yarn. He's not a Sword Cav, but Red Beast Cavalier kind of fills a similar physical damage role. Yarn will have access to skills Finn cannot run. For example, there's no Nimble Beast counterpart for Sword Cavs. Yarn does have a decent neat weapon himself as well, so do check him out. If we're staying in the same class type, Finn is just going to be the best free-to-play offensive option. Kent is close in speed but has 8 less attack. The others are kind of just a good bit older. The only stat Finn really lacks is resistance, but that's fairly common for melee cows. Do need to watch out for dragons, mages, or just adaptive damage. For playstyle, Finn wants to assist or be assisted to access Serving Knife's status buffs. He can activate Snag's debuffs at the same time, and we do have Snag Sacred Seals too. To get his own buffs, you can actually use Link B skills or Sacred Seals instead. You can also just combo Snag and Link. Now once Finn gets his 2 statuses, you will get 10 true damage. Sadly, budget skills don't really come with status effects, so to get the max 25 true damage potential, you're going to have to rely on friends like a Teatime banner unit. Now, in combat, Finn can get extra stats from Incited and Clash. With Breath type cooldown, he will be able to charge up higher cooldown specials, and this includes things like Ignis or Dragon Fang. If Finn doubles while taking a counter, he will proc these 4 cooldown specials, assuming no enemy guard or tempo effects. For other skills, Finn can run attack and speed skills if you wish. Low speed and defense ain't bad in the B slot, and with the attack and defense Link Sacred Seal, you could run speed and res Link to pass along full +6 buffing. Other ways to buff up are wave skills or rouse. Those will not be as consistent though. For other Sacred Seals, Finn gets 2 statuses, so we can make use of that new speed and defense prime. As a Cavalier, solo skills are generally easy to use, although Clash is another decently easy to use stat booster. If you like to guarantee doubles with Finn's high speed, you can get offense in a follow-up with Flow Refresh. Moving on to some premium builds, Serving Knife can work with the other supportive skills. It's pretty rare to get, but Snag 4 inflicts Sabotage to double up on the debuffs it does inflict. Link 4 can give field buffs with Kanto 1. Detect is a newer skill that inflicts Exposure. Foes with Exposure then get hit with stat debuffs. If you want the effects from Ruse skills, Serving Knife also works with rally buffs. Finn could technically rally 2 allies and spread out those Ruse effects. For a great buffing skill to complement the Serving Knife, Finn can use Insight Hone for the easy +6 buffing. Well, since Serving Knife already has Incited as part of its buffs, the better option will be to use the brand new Outcry Dull skills. Same 2-space buffing range as Insight Hone, but you can get the low status instead of Incited. On top of this, Outcry Dull has a true damage component. With these premium skills, Finn can get more statuses to himself, so Serving Knife could stack up to 20 to 25 true damage. With Detect Exposure and Outcry Dull, you can stack quite a bit of true damage along. For some other skills, we did get a young Eliwood Ephemeral at some point. If you still have him, this would allow you to give Finn Speed and Defense Clash 4 and Speed and Defense Nerf Trace 3. Not a crazy build, but for a free Ephemeral, that's not bad. With his Breath type cooldown, Finn can proc 3 or 4 cooldown specials easier. These can be the DR Piercing No Quarter, or you can get % DR from Haze Slice. Finn can add flat DR into the mix with Excel A skills. You can also use Blue Skies for some true damage, some flat DR, and then excellent Kanto too. If you were able to get the recent Rearm Machua, then Arcane Renegade is brand new for Finn. Slang plus Preempt Pulse will be able to trigger things like Haze Slice immediately. Renegade has a 15% attack scaling true damage and flat DR, both great for a 48 base attack unit. The weapon will then give some on-hit healing. For a standard offensive build, Finn can use Haste Slice with Excel or Blue Skies. In the B slot, Potent Assault or Assault Force will give DR Piercing and true damage. A Potent Follow-up is really good for tough enemies, but Assault Force can neutralize debuffs, which can be clutch. You can also pair that with Outcry Dull so you neutralize the enemy's field buffs and your own debuffs. This build could be run with Serving Knife, but Renegade also supports the team. That weapon hands out a +5 attack and speed in combat buff and 7 HP on healing effect. With Insight Hone or Outcry Dull, you honestly have a pretty nice attack and speed support unit. Finn will have 2 nice modern weapons to choose from, but you can always run a basic Brave Sword build too. For other skills, Prime 4 could be an option with Serving Knife. You can get Distant Counter if you have 4 positive statuses. In the B slot, Flow Guard 4 and Momentum are fine initiation skills. For utility, Shadow Shift can move allies further, though that does not count as a movement assist. If you still need Kanto, Alarm is a fine self-buffing skill. Its conditions aren't too bad to work with. For tuned X skills, Finn can go borrow Slight Echo from Leaf. If you don't use Outcry Dull, then Low Echo can cover buff neutralization. Overall, this isn't the Tempest Trials before Choose Your Legends kicks off. Wrath's Sacred Seal is surprising considering it's kinda been an abandoned skill line. As for Teatime Finn, he's a really solid free-to-play offensive sword cav. You aren't gonna get better attack and speed stats, although Finn will fold to magic like most offensive Cavaliers. Still, he's got some nice skill options and 2 great inheritable weapons. Serving Knife is really good for extra actions plus buffing setups, and it can stack a lot of true damage with some help. If you want a more standard setup, then Arcane Renegade just released. It scales off attack, which Finn has a lot of naturally, and it too actually can support allies. Either way, Finn will be helping out his friends in some capacity. That seems kind of fitting. That's all I have to say for this video. Go beat those Tempest maps if you need some last minute orbs, and share your own plans for Finn or even that Serving Knife sword. Thank you for watching, and next time we'll be celebrating our Choose Your Legends 9 winners. See you then.